Every Christmas for 22 years, my parents gave me clothes that fit my sister's body, not mine. Last Christmas, my fiancé finally asked them why. The first time I remember it happening, I was 8 years old. I tore open a beautifully wrapped box to find a pink ballet leotard that was way too small, and I held it up confused because I didn't even do ballet. I said, "Mom, I think there's been a mistake. This doesn't fit me, and I'm not even a dancer." She sighed like I was being difficult. "Your sister would be thrilled to have that. Maybe next year you'll slim down and find a hobby worth supporting." She took a leotard out of my hands and passed it to my sister, who put it on over her clothes and twirled while my mom clapped. I sat there empty-handed, wondering what was wrong with my body that I couldn't even keep my own Christmas present. That question followed me for years. When I was 12, I opened a bracelet that wouldn't clasp around my wrist, and I went to bed that night squeezing my arm and hating how thick it was. When I was 16, I got a concert t-shirt in a size I hadn't worn since elementary school, and I spent the next 3 months skipping meals trying to shrink myself into it. I never did. My sister wore it to the concert instead, and came home raving about how amazing the show was while I pretended to be happy for her. By the time I hit my 20s, I had finally started to make peace with my body. I went to therapy, I stopped weighing myself, I learned to look in the mirror without lynching. But every Christmas, I'd go home and tear open a gift that told me my family still saw me as a problem to be fixed. I stopped looking at them closely. I'd glance at the color and size, confirm it wasn't meant for me, and toss it into my sister's pile without a word. It was easier than feeling that old shame try to claw its way back in. My fiancé Isaac had never been to Christmas at my parents' house before last year, and on the drive over, I grabbed his arm and told him that gift opening was weird in my family, and to just let me handle it. He asked what I meant, and I told him I'd explain later because I didn't know how to say it out loud. When we walked in, my mom rushed over and handed me a box with a big red bow before I'd even taken off my coat. "You're going to love this one, sweetheart." I tore off the wrapping paper and saw emerald green cashmere in my sister's favorite color, at least 2 sizes too small. I started to toss it toward her pile like I always did, but Isaac caught it midair. He held it up and looked at it, then looked at me, and I watched him do the math in his head. "This doesn't even come close to fitting you." My mom waved her hand. "She can exchange it for the right size." Isaac turned to her. "Why would you buy your daughter something that doesn't fit her?" My dad cut in, voice hard. "Don't come into our house and tell us how to give gifts. She's never complained before." Isaac looked at me, and I could see him waiting for me to say something, but my throat had closed up. He turned back to my parents. "How long have you been giving her clothes that don't fit?" My mom's face tightened. "We've always tried to give her nice things. It's not our fault she's sensitive about her size." Something about the way she said it made me actually look at the sweater for the first time. Really look at it. Emerald green, my sister's color, way too small, my sister's size. And then I saw it. Stitched on the chest in delicate thread was a single letter, my sister's initial, not mine. I stared at it, and 22 years of Christmas mornings rearranged themselves in my head. The wrong sizes, the wrong colors, the wrong everything. It was never about motivating me. It was never even about me at all. I looked up at my sister, and she went pale before I even said a word. "You picked this out yourself, didn't you?" She didn't answer. I held up the sweater so everyone could see the letter on the chest. "You've been picking out your own Christmas presents and putting my name on them for 22 years. My mom started to say something, but I was already standing. Every year I thought there was something wrong with me. Every year I thought if I just tried harder, I'd finally be good enough to get a real gift. But there was never going to be a gift, was there? I was just the opening ceremony for her. My sister's voice cut across the room. "Maybe there would have been if you'd ever bothered to lose the weight." I looked at her for a long moment. Then I dropped the sweater in her lap. "Here, Merry Christmas." I took Isaac's hand and walked out the door. I blocked all 3 of them before we reached the car.